We're live.
All right. So hopefully people come back sometime because yeah, what happened is Chad's computer crashed on him midstream. So unfortunately,
see, Wood, you were saying something about A team versus B team, because I'll say 3 of the B team rolled back.
Yeah, hey, this is fully expected. I'll be honest. Not the crash, but the fact that I'd be outnumbered by the end of the night. But hey, we're going to be a very consistent show now.
Nice.
All right. I just want to thank the people who are coming back instantly enjoying us. That means a lot. It's awesome. We got Brett Hessart. He's coming back.
There you go. I like
Comic Corp. We'll be back after the, or should I just do it in the ABC anime style? It's like, after these messages, we'll be right back. I don't know if anyone else remembers that one or not. Joker M21 came back. Thank you. We got the uncanny Kyle Walker, the Prince of New Zealand. So happy to see Kyle Walker in chat. And then we got Mastodon. He says, let's try this again. Luckily, JD is hosting now, so hopefully his computer won't explode by the energy of the Comic Corp.
And I'm out of here in 20 minutes, so Cat Ren's back.
All right.
She hasn't even been introduced yet. That's how bad it is.
Yeah. And just joining us to save this stream, we got Cat Ren Figures. What is going on, Cat?
Hi, guys. I made it.
Yay. So when JD leaves, we got to do a part 3.
Oh man!
Yeah.
I didn't. Think
I leave in 20.
I didn't know that.
In 27 minutes. 27.
All right.
Holy camole!
We have a shorter show tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll see what we can do here. Hopefully we'll get Legend. We'll get Chad back because right now we're Comic Corp Unlimited 3. A show
I think it's actually Comic Corp very, very limited.
Very limited. Yeah.
This is Comic Corp Limited now. That's your
limited edition.
So JD, I don't think I asked you your pick of the week yet. Did you have to read anything at all?
Yep, I picked up Stronghold from Aftershock Comics.
Okay.
It's a kind of it's a good story. It's by Phil Hester, who I'm a big fan of his writing and his artwork. But the artwork is actually done by Ryan Kelly, and it's pretty impressive. It's typical Aftershock, over the top kind of situation. Kind of like, what if you were had the powers of a god, but you just went through your everyday life as an insurance underwriter, kind of thing. And the fate of the world depends on you, and you're just sitting there acting as an insurance agent, and you fall in love. But there's so much going on in this little book that I kind of think it should have been 2 books. It's a good book. I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes. I would love to, if the new Comic Book Day group, they would rip it apart for just having so much going on. I mean, it bounces around so much in here, but it's interesting. I'm definitely going to pick up issue 2. Stronghold, Aftershock, my pick of the week.
Nice,
awesome.
Because I always like starting with number 1. So,
well,
all right,
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask about that. Do you feel, is that a heavy read, or is it a fun read, or what's it like?
It starts off as kind of fun. I would call it as Walking Dead without the zombies, like the mid-Walking Deads kind of thing. She's got powers of a god, and the other guy's an insurance salesman, and their names are like Claire. They just have normal names. It's not like they have super cool names. I would say it's a good read. It's a calm down read, but you can get through it. It reads fast because everything happens real fast. So. But it's pretty good. Stronghold is the name of it. And the fate of the world depends on them. And there's aliens and all sorts of shit going on.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look for that. I don't get a lot of those Aftershock comics. I usually, the only independents I really get is like Image and I guess Dark Horse. Those don't even count to some people. So I'll definitely look for that. Next up, we got Cat Ren Figures. Cat, what is your pick of the week? And she's shushing someone.
Sorry. So my pick of the week is the same thing. I love and I hate this book all at the same time, and that's Heroes in Crisis.
Mm-hmm. Yay, Cat! I'm with you, girl.
This is the book. Like, I love what Tom King's doing with the whole story of mental health issues and just dealing with loss and the emotion and all that. But at the same time, it rips out my heart every single issue because DC's my heart. And Ouch.
But at the same time, it rips out my heart.
Chad's giving us
Chad's back.
Hi.
We can hear Chad.
Yeah, so
Headphones.
are we good now? Are you getting an echo? I'm sorry, Kat.
You're fine.
I'm in my dungeon and it's like my computer decided to turn off in the middle of that, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. But thank God I bought a new laptop.
That's true.
We might need to do this in 3 parts because when JD leaves, I think he's running the show this time.
But I'm logged on. I think we're gonna be good. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. All right, guys. I'm sorry. Hi, Kat.
And we're talking about how it breaks your heart out because you love the DC universe.
Yes. I mean, so far the story, each issue, I feel bad because of Wally West. I feel bad because of Harley Quinn. And it's just like, damn you, Tom King. You just want me to be depressed every single issue. I mean, I love it. The art's spectacular. I'm loving what he's doing with the story. But it's just so emotional.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of talk about that book. Everywhere it's been discussing of what happens in it. Like, I think so many people are like Cat Ren in this, where I hear a lot of people saying on all the sites and everything, I was talking to a few people, that they're kind of like in shock, like it was the end of Infinity War with the snap, but they're like everybody claps at the end of a Marvel movie, but not that one, you know? So this is a tough read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel the same way about it because it is absolutely wrenching. But I think that's true of a lot of the Tom King stuff. I mean, you look at Mr. Miracle, which is being broken down by I Got Issues and White Whale right now, and they did it last Friday as well. I mean, he likes that kind of discussion, and I think it's powerful. But I do agree, it's not for the faint of heart, but it's also not for the faint of patience. It demands so much of your focus and your attention. It's like it's an exhausting experience, but I am excited by it.
Awesome. I do want to get back to the chat because we got people asking questions. We got Jason Smith in the chat, and he's just like, who are these replacements? LOL. So let me just tell you about these replacements, Jason. We got the 3/4 of the awesome new ensemble cast of Comic Corp Unlimited that goes live every second and fourth Wednesday. So we got Comic Spectre, we got JD Comics, and we got John's Comics with kids. So there you go. Those are those replacements. So happy to have all 3 of those guys here helping us out tonight because we got a lot of people down, unfortunately, today because of sickness and bookings or whatever Bueller's doing.
Yes, some celebrity signing.
Right? That's BUELLER to save 10%. MaxProSupplies.com. Dang, I can't stop.
So I got all these boxes.
Oh, nice.
Those really nice boxes.
For the first topic tonight, I do want to talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer tonight. But first, I want to go to the great legend because he wanted to talk about some Mylar. The legend.
Mylars.
What are your thoughts on Mylar?
That's it. The topic, people, you are going to love this. How has Mylar changed your way of collecting? And how has it changed the way you collect, man, with your choosing all those different things, your other, boxes, poly, Bueller sells them all now. But how has Mylar changed? For me, Mylar makes everything like 1080p. 1080p, hell, it makes stuff look like 4K all day, every day. And it is the only way to play for my comic books, man. I put the comics in my lights too. That's the 2 mil Mylars, and they do them just fine. And when you buy those Mylars and they're so clear and awesome, they also kind of steer you toward those acid-free backing boards. So another great deal. But Mylar is life. Mylar is good. Cat Ren, tell me, what do you think about your Mylars?
All right, so as far as my Mylars go, I'm not 100% into the Mylars. Mostly it's a cost thing. I can afford more figures and more comic books if I'm not buying the Mylars, because the polys are free with the comics, a lot of places I purchase.
That's right.
But I do buy Mylars for a lot of my bigger books, my key books. For example, my Batman 181 First Poison Ivy looks great in the Mylar.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the shiny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm obsessed with the look of it. When it's in a Mylar, it is a very sleek look. And I mean that it can very easily make your 6 or your 5 look like a 9. Very easily, that Mylar.
Damn. Awesome.
Yeah.
How about somebody else? Anybody else have some good Mylar stories of how you found Mylar and, it changed your life?
I got a story.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you can go ahead, JD. I saw you sporting the Mylights there, so you can go ahead and I'll follow up.
I'm a big fan of Mylights too, for anything that's you want to preserve for good, in a good way. I also am a big fan of, I understand these are expensive, but there are people that make good deals. I know Hot Flips sells like this and the backing board for like $30, and you get 15 each. One other thing is you get the Bueller's new 10% off company, that Max Box Pro. Their Mylars are 100 for $5. I mean, you can't get polys for that, really. So I'm real excited about that, and they're nice. I mean, I keep my good ones in the Mylights too with the acid backboards. They have great stuff at the other one. So how it affects me is simple. Everything good in these bins over here that I love, all the way up over here, are in Mylights pretty much. Anything that I sell or I send off to CGC, that's what I have my polys for, so I can keep my Mylights for me. And there you go.
That's it.
Makes everything looks better.
I bought a brick of this white substance in a Mylar bag this week. And
That's good.
Yeah. And I got it through custom. Tastes like powdered sugar, though.
Well, about my Mylars. True story. Right around when I was getting back into collecting again, I ran across some guy's channel called The Great Legend. And the very first video that I saw of his was the Mylar video. And since I was just getting back into collecting and his argument was put everything in Mylars, I was like, okay, why not? So that's what I do. Every single one of my books goes into Mylars. It's a struggle, though, because, man, keeping up with bagging and boarding all of them it's tough. As far as, like, cost, I know a lot of people are like, ooh, they're pretty pricey. Actually, they're not that bad. I don't mean to plug them, but if you have the patience to do it, you can order directly from the manufacturer, eGerber, and you actually save a ton of money. And that's what I do. Like when I order my Mylights, I order them in the thousands. I don't mess around with, hey, I'm going to get 100 or whatever. It's like minimum get 1,000, and it's a huge savings. I know people go to Hot Flips. It's even cheaper than Hot Flips. I go to Hot Flips when I'm waiting on my huge orders from eGerber. But, man, the prices are good. The product is phenomenal. And I only use fullbacks. So,
yeah.
That's how I roll.
Dang. Chad, tell us what you do with you, man. Do you like Mylar?
This is unfair because I don't even bag these things.
Yeah, I want to skip you.
Does that have a Mylar covering on top of the tote?
No, you guys got to remember, he's gonna go throw all his comic books in the bathtub tonight.
And then
there are people that she's gonna read, I guarantee you. Because, yeah, you know what though? Let me ask. I gotta ask you, Legend, this.
Sure.
Because do you ever wait till a story completely ends to read it as a complete story?
On some things I do. I need this is the perfect time. I started reading the single issue saga each month when it came out, but then around issue 18, 19, maybe 20, I can't remember. I just kind of quit with it because I was reading other stuff, and I was going to go back and read it pretty soon because they're taking that year off. So yeah, I do prefer reading stuff. If I know about when the arc is going to end. I do prefer to save all of those for just one read, one good read.
How about you, JD? Do you?
I did it with East of West. Like him, I bought a lot of the early East and West. And then it was just like, how do you keep up with a book that you... Because I guess, honestly, it's not like... You don't know really when the next book's coming out. It's not like a scheduled monthly book.
Yeah.
A lot of times it takes 3 months off. So
especially that series East to West, like you were saying, because sometimes it just wouldn't come out. And I was like, I want to know what Death is going to be doing in the next issue. Is he going to want to do the reincarnation where he comes back as a kid? Or is he still just doing his own thing,
I mean, you got the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse is like,
awesome.
It's like the Muppet Babies, but it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, that was one. I did the same thing with projects, and I did it with Thief of Thieves, where I actually bought the first 28 issues of Thief of Thieves, and then it was just done for a while, and then it came back, and it was rapid, and I missed it, so I'm like, all right, so I waited for trades to come out. Buy trades. Now, I did the same thing with Walking Dead, because Walking Dead became expensive, just buying a book became like, oh, this could be a key one day, and I get nervous about it, but I read it anyway. But I actually own the first 10 Walking Dead trade paperbacks, still sealed, because I just never read them, because I read all the originals. I'm like, oh, this is a waste of money. But I like trades.
I got those 3 omnibuses and I still haven't read them yet, because I'm waiting for that whole damn thing to just finish.
So they don't call me Captain Segway for no reason. I found this out today. I guess I don't know if you guys know, but like last week was Comics Pro, and that's where what Comics Pro is essentially it's where all the LCSs get together and they get to talk to the vendors, and it's kind of like the LCS's private Comic Con, and it's really cool. I'm not going to bash anybody, even though Marvel only spent 5 minutes with them and showed them 3 videos and a couple previews. But I mean, previews of movies that are coming, not even comics. But I gotta say that this hurt me a little bit. This is gonna hurt Kat a little bit. DC has announced that they're not going to be putting all the stories like they have been in trade. They're not going to continue that. They're only going to pick specific stories to put in trade.
I've got a theory.
That sucks.
I want to hear Carson's theory.
All right. So if you pick up like an iPad or a computer or hey, Mark's here. What's up, Mark? He's always eating every time I call him out. That looks tasty. Anyway, back to my
cinnamon
theory.
bun.
So if you pick up a handy dandy iPad, what have you, there's this new thing called the DC Universe or the DC streaming app, and they seem to add more and more and more comics. Digital, yes, yeah.
We're finally talking.
Bueller's going to be mad he missed the digital episode, right? But anyway, if you guys have this and have been paying attention, they've been putting a crap load of newer stuff on here. Like all of the Rebirth stuff is slowly making its way onto the DC streaming service. So I think DC, they're thinking digital. So, I mean, I think they've added more comics in February than they have the entire rest of the service. So I don't think it's like they're going away from, they probably will still do the absolutes and that stuff because those are for the collectors, obviously. But I think they're just thinking they need to put more stuff in Walmarts and such, which I was going to get into that tonight too. But they're mainly going to do all their, instead of doing trade reprints, they're just going to do digital, I think.
Marvel's doing the same thing. Right now, they're up to August 22nd books with Marvel.
Yes.
Everything that came out in Marvel, 43 books came out. We got Marvel Unlimited.
One thing that this reminds me of is like WWE Network. You got Raw and SmackDown, their weekly shows. Think of them as your books that come out every Wednesday during the week. But, after about a month, 30 days go by, you can find those Raw and SmackDowns on the WWE Network, which is digital.
$9.99. And also, kind of on that point, Legend, on the WWE front, you notice all the DVDs they're not making anymore because they want you to do the digital service. So DC's kind of doing a very similar model, I think, in terms of phasing out the trades and that type of stuff, because usually people would either just buy the single issues or buy the hardcover, in my experience. I know there's trade fans out there, of course, but
it's like Vincent Kennedy McMahon telling the trade paperbacks, You're fired.
Yeah, it's funny because Marvel's $10.95. How much is DC?
On the trades? Or
No, I think he's talking about the monthly service. I just got the annual.
I bought the annual.
I bought annual.
Yeah, Marvel didn't offer annual.
Marvel offers annual now because I bought Marvel Unlimited last summer at the annual rate, and it was about $120 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's $10 a month. I think there's no discount for it. But
usually around Black Friday you can get a discount on it, or October before the holidays.
What I'm interested in is, you said that how we paid for it. Warner Brothers is coming out with a streaming service that encompasses all of their properties, everything that they've ever owned. I
pay for my digital through my super chats.
It also includes.
So y'all get some super chat, and it all pays for itself.
Some of us don't have.
There you go, brother. That's a smart move.
Sorry, guys. Y'all gonna get that stuff very soon, though. I mean, all y'all's channels are way more epic than mine could ever freaking hope to be as far as comic book stuff. The knowledge that I learned just from watching each and every one of you on this panel is bar none the best, stuff that I ain't got it this good since I was listening to Captain Strangelove every week.
But so DC is going to. I thank you, Legend, by the way. But DC is going to be included in the Warner Brothers, but it's not back capable. So if you order the Warner Brothers, you don't get a refund, even if you have the DC universe. Now with Marvel, with Disney Plus that's launching in less than a month, is Marvel Online going to be Unlimited going to be included in?
I don't think so. I think I think the Marvel is going to stay the comics on the app, and then I think they're going to have a streaming service that's just going to be movies and TV on the other side for Disney.
And the best thing about the Marvel Unlimited is I can read books from the 50s in there. You can read Golden.
That's the next one I want to get. I've already bought the DC. I do want to get the Marvel Unlimited also.
That's a great
that
service.
way I got both my bases. I got a library app that I used, a Comics Plus Library Edition to my library. It has all the Dark Horse and IDW and Dynamite Entertainment on there. It doesn't have Image, but basically I'll be able to do all digital except for Image.
Cool.
And I just love that stuff. What do you think, Woodard?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, Marvel Unlimited, it's a great service. DC slowly adding the Silver Age stuff on there too. Like you can read a lot of the Silver Age of Green Lantern right now on there. So yeah, I think they're both turning into pretty good services. Once DC gets the bugs worked out, though, it'll be a great service because right now it's a little glitchy. But Kat, you said you have the annual service too. Do you use the DC app too much for comics?
My thing is I don't like staring at a screen when it comes to my books. I will for some of the older key issues that I see on there that pop up on my screen where I'm like, oh, well, I need to read that, and I'll click through, and then an hour later I'll realize that I've read through half of a run of something. But it's completely unintentional when I do, honestly. You just kind of get into a clicking mode and you're like, I need to finish the story.
Yeah. No, I was doing the same thing with the Green Lantern today, and because you were reading it for Thanatos' show, and I ended up reading the whole Secret Origin in just one sitting. And I was making food at the time. Next thing I know, the beeper's going off. I'm like,
well, it's a fast read. That's a fast read.
Yeah, it is. What were you saying, Chad?
Mark kind of looks like Green Arrow again.
He pulled his hair back.
I like the hair, Mark.
I like it.
Mark, you look handsome.
I feel like so much of this show is about telling Mark how good looking he is.
well, I mean,
but now I'm here, and I'm just sort of dreamily looking at Mark.
Yeah. Well, speaking of good looking, we got a good looking group of people in the chat tonight. We got Mike. He says, "Years will be Wally," so he's talking about the digital impact of the world. And Mastodon Comics agrees that I think Mark's pretty, and Jack Yo says he's handsome. So there you go, Mark. Everyone's all about Mark tonight.
Thank you.
We got the Slab Dragon himself, TJ Watson. He says evening. We're always happy to see TJ in the chats. We also has have aggressively relaxing. He says they started reading Walking Dead, but the story is dumb. A zombie outbreak will last half an hour in Georgia. So there you go. Aggressively relaxing thoughts on The Walking Dead. And then let's see who else we got. We still got Take the Time Collectibles, Joe Ryan Comics. Jason Smith is still saying what's up to everybody. Always happy to see Mr. Media Mailman himself, Jason Smith. And Sam Stengel says, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much for that. Sam's Tangled Web. So, and once again, I do want to plug Sam's Tangled Web's channel. He's got a 300 subscriber contest going on. So check out Sam's Tangled Web. He's giving away some books. So definitely check that out. And we still have Mr. Gretzky 9966. He's back in part 2. Go ahead, Legend.
Hey, my shout out, Woodard, is I want to give a big shout out to the Honky Tonk Man for WWE Hall of Fame 2019.
Did anyone else?
I got a shout out.
Go ahead, Chad.
I like giving shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the really bad Bumblebee on the Strip in Las Vegas, and he was dressed up like Bumblebee, but it was a really bad costume, and he made my day because he told me where Gianna's restaurant was, and I got a good meal out of it. But
there you go. I know you was eating good.
But I got to give a shout out because Wednesday night, Legend and I had a quick conversation, and I am not one to give false or fake or try to build people up. But you three gentlemen plus Jason Cantu burned the place down, and Kat said something to me today that resonated with me so much. I was having a shitty day trying to get all these flights, and she goes, Cormic Corp is family. And I couldn't believe how we came together and how this group has grown. So I thank you guys for what you do and everything, and you guys actually inspire me.
Yeah, because this was kind of the original dream when you formed a Comic Corp. It's like, yeah, people can't show up, get sick, what have you, and then all of a sudden, here comes more people to be a part of the panel. So it's cool.
So much the potential.
It's so much nicer having you guys on the show than Paul because he sucks.
Wow.
Okay, Paul, I did not
And
that.
you're also on
Okay. That was the mean sibling that said that.
Don't point at me.
Shout out to Midwest Comic Man Paul. He is not the only with this tonight. He's got
this way.
Some sickness in the family, but he's been killing on his videos almost every other day this week. He's got some cool artist spotlights and cool golden age spotlights. So definitely check out Midwest Comic Man Paul. I'm sure Chad will be nice enough to put his link down below at some point.
I got another big shout out, man. Big shout out to Take the Time Collectibles, aka Brian B. Going over the 100 subscriber mark. He's got a contest going on. Make sure you check the man out. Brian B, baby. Take the Time Collectibles.
You know, he sent me a really nice gift the other day. He sent me a whole set of Brubaker's Criminal, the trade.
You're going to like it. You're going to like it. Not kidding.
I got 5 of those trades from Brian. I'm super pumped to be reading.
Wow.
I just started the first one, and I'm super pumped to read all 5.
Very good read.
I'm going to be doing my special Take the Time Collectibles, Brian B. Awesome kick-ass live show video, most likely Sunday night. So make sure y'all stick around for that.
Nice. Awesome. I'll be heading out of here in a minute or two. I just want to give one shout out to Big Geek Comics. He's kind of a new channel. He just started putting out some content. He puts it out every Monday and Wednesday, but he's putting out not just unboxing videos. He's doing hauls. He's doing discussions. He's new to I don't think he has 100 subscribers yet. He's new, but I ran across his channel and, honestly, I sent him a comment and I said, "Hey man, you're doing exactly what I would want to do now." And I've been doing it for 6 months, but it's really good stuff. I recommend everybody check him out. It's Big Geek Comics.
Well, before you leave, man,
what do you want?
I would you say what do I want? Jeez, I love it. I'm like, it must be a sadomasochist or something because I enjoy people when they yell at me and make fun of me.
You had a good week then.
So, anywho, let's talk about C2E2 because I flew into Chicago for a second. And I will tell you that the walls were painted with C2E2 posters. I mean, it is going to be absolutely insane when I kidnap Alicia Silverstone. And well, I meant like drug her and no.
What?
Chloroform is not a drug.
No, but Polaroid pictures and different outfits.
It's all fine. I've got plenty.
I got Polaroids.
I got cosplay and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see C2E2. We are 3 weeks away from our second night there, so it'll be a lot of fun. So.
I'm excited, man. I'm gonna get to meet GT.
That's it, Great Legend. You're gonna love.
So fucking cool, man.
But thank you guys very much for having me on here and fixing your show. And Chad, you know, officially has Comic Corp Limited and Unlimited is the new Wednesday.
Oh, wait. One other thing before you bounce.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat or I'll put it in the description of one of these videos, but we officially have Comic Corp and Comic Corp Unlimited t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Gotta get me one then. I better get on there.
And if you guys want to buy them,
I'm gonna buy the Unlimited.
Buy them. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a few.
But
that's not even a variant. That's the legitimate.
100% of the proceeds are going to Connor's Cure.
Very cool.
And Connor, if you guys heard WWE, it's something that
Connor the Crusher, man. He had a mean yes lock.
So 100% of the proceeds of the t-shirts go to Connor's Cure. And it's something that, you know, again, we're not looking to make profit off anything. We want to give back to the community. And I think that's a good enough cause.
All right, thank you guys very much for having me on. I'm bouncing to the hunt. I'll see you guys.
Say hey to Tony Sanders for us,
Tony. JD, have a splendid evening. I'll miss you.
Thank you very much. Miss you too.
Very handsome. I love you. Oh, shit.
Mark, what do you got there? You got a shirt?
Yeah, we got our shirts in for C2E2.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, nice. I don't have anything.
So, this is the back of Mark's shirt, and then show them the one I got for me.
Anniversary.
They didn't send me a shirt, those bastards.
And then this is the one I got for me.
Wow.
Can we?
Did you buy those, or do they send them for free because you're press?
I didn't get one.
I
didn't
bought
get one.
Did you? Are you
so
pressed?
You bought one? Okay.
I'm not pressed.
I'm pressed.
Depressed. I didn't get a shirt.
So here's the question.
John, I
those.
knew you'd like that one.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Where is it? Where?
Paul's not here.
Where is it?
Let's talk about how Mark's treated throughout the week.
Oh, yeah. No, not the box thing.
I bet he's thrilled it's Friday. No, all week I've just been saying Wednesday instead. You know, the stupid camel on the hump bag's like, oh, it's hump day. Now I just say it's Wednesday, bitch.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it is.
The fact the cat could not get through that was I got like awkward. It made me uncomfortable.
I loved it.
That was a struggle. It was a struggle.
She didn't want to do any of the other things that I wanted her.
I wish she had.
I really do too. It was gonna be so much, you know.
Could have been like a creepy leprechaun in that cage.
Could have been, but instead it was me.
Get the green hat, dye the beard orangey.
Next video.
I had to veto so many different things that he wanted to do for that video. I was like,
you got to get a knife. Like, hold a kitchen knife.
I was like, you're gonna call someone on me, Mark.
Yeah.
You're gonna call someone on me.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. You know, that's real. Those are real issues.
Hey, by the way,
to beds.
By the way, you can get a Comic Corp beanie, Legend.
What?
Can I have one?
Dude, you need to give me a link.
Well, I'd rather have a Comic Corp Unlimited with that blue color I like using in my.
Well, yeah, Comic Corp Unlimited should be blue, and then ours should be like bright red, like an A show I've heard about.
Oh yeah, red versus blue.
The A show.
Yeah, we're the A show. John, come on, jump in here, man. You got to learn how to Get the cues.
I'm letting Seawood do his thing. You know, I'm just I'm being Bueller here. Bueller usually just sits quietly until
and edits videos.
He's like, "Hey, Chad, your mic's not working." Chad doesn't even have a mic. So
You have to remember, you have to throw out a little side comment here or there.
But anyway, back to the chat. We got Chucklehead Comics in the chat. How's it going, Chuck?
Man.
I can't wait to see that guy at C2E2, man.
Hey,
I'm really looking
in
forward to that.
Chicago like ketchup on their hot dogs. What the fuck's up with that?
Ketchup sucks. But anyway, we also have Comics Misexplained. We have the fourth piece of that Comic Corp Unlimited puzzle in the chat. He's bartending right now. So definitely appreciate always seeing him. Joe Ryan Comics. He's paying me all kinds of compliments. Thank you, Joe Ryan. No, you're awesome, Joe Ryan. Don't forget that.
Joe freaking Ryan.
Joe freaking. Remember when they announced Joe Ryan was going to be on this channel? Me and Legend were like,
Joe
Ryan! Yeah! We're
Joe
so
Ryan,
happy.
baby.
Now we still have Jack Yo in the chat. We got BA in the house. He says he loves the Comic Corp. Now we love you, BA in the house. And hopefully I didn't miss
Joe
anybody
Ryan,
else here.
baby.
But the next thing I want to talk about tonight, I haven't had a chance to talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer. So I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer. And I'm going to spoil a little bit. The fact
Newsstand.
Yep. Oh, she probably got that off the newsstand. So, Kat's got this beautiful cover for Entertainment Weekly's coverage of Dark Phoenix, but they released a new trailer. I think it was either yesterday or Wednesday. And this thing, like, I kind of want to get your guys' feedback on it, but it looked like it had some good parts. But man, it's a most spoiler-heavy trailer I have seen in a long time.
It's because Disney's like, let's ruin this and get our property back.
Yeah, I felt like I saw the best parts of the movie before I even watched the movie.
But did you notice they're basically like
because you read the comic.
Yeah.
They're basically like, oh, we're killing Mystique in the first 5 minutes. We're basically he's just like, oh, man, you're crazy. Listen to my voice, and then it shows our gravestone, and then everyone's pissed off, especially Beast and Charles. Of course, they're grieving over losing Mystique, but it's probably because Jennifer Lawrence, she's been wanting out of this X-Men deal for like 2 movies now. But couldn't they have at least saved that for the movie instead of just throwing it into trailer? No, and then it's just cut all weird because you have Magneto. It has this actually cool shot of Magneto in that train where he's surrounded by machine guns.
Yeah.
And then he's just shooting the machine guns. And then the last shot of the trailer is before that happens. They're all chained together in the train. So, like, come on. Sorry, Kat, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. Okay, first off, no problem with Mystique. It's Jennifer Lawrence and her sleepwalking through every single movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She won the Oscar.
I kind of have a feeling you don't like her.
Like,
I like that.
What is Legend doing? Legend!
He's vacuuming?
Right on
Legend!
set.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
No, I honestly feel like what the younger cast is doing in the X-Men movies right now is great, but they're cutting everything that they're doing to fit in more screen time for the bigger named actors, including Jennifer Lawrence, which I'm sorry, but she's been sleepwalking through the last several films.
Yeah, I like the younger actors. I love the Professor X and what is it? Malcolm
Fassbender, Magneto.
Fassbender.
He's awesome.
God, I love both of those guys together. I've always loved that dynamic. I love the Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen as well. But just a great it's like they're brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sophie Turner's great right now.
I just feel like there really is no interest in them to make a quality movie out of this, whether it's editing, post. They're just trying to dump this and get it done with and tear that Band-Aid off because they can't. A lot of people were saying, hold on to this movie. Don't release it. Mm-hmm. Just shelve it and then make it. And it was like, no, you know how much money they dropped on this thing? They can't just throw that away. It's got to get released.
Well, I think that's what they're going to do with New Mutants.
Rushing it out there to make a buck.
I 100% think that they're going to show New Mutants.
Oh, eventually they got to try to get some sort of return on investment for New Mutants. I mean, I figured they'd drop it on streaming or something like that. What was that, Legend?
I have liked all these. I've enjoyed pretty much every Fox X-Men / mutant movie there's been. I've really enjoyed them all. I think they've been really good, and it'll be a good close to that saga of all that. Starting from the the first X-Men movie, what, in 2000 or something.
Well, think about that. I mean, besides Blade, X-Men was actually the one that started it all.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I really enjoyed the first two X-Men movies.
I love Ghost Rider, Nick Cage.
You know which one I didn't like though? That combo of X-Men 3 and Wolverine Origins. I'm sorry, but those were terrible.
Those are notoriously bad movies.
Yeah,
but that's why I like them.
This Phoenix one could turn into X-Men 3 against my fear.
Yep.
But the chat does have some comments on this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
I enjoyed Days of Future Past, and I enjoyed First Class and Logan. But
First Class was good.
Yeah, First Class is probably the best.
I just think that they ran out of steam there, and like Kat Wren is saying, they gave a lot of screen time to the wrong actors. I still think Sophie Turner is not the actor for Jean Grey. I just really don't care for her. I hated that Apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I mean,
that one wasn't my fave.
I look at it this way, like you have a really hungry new cast of fresh faces that a lot of people don't really know, and you're just giving them nothing to work with.
Totally.
I mean, I feel like young Cyclops was great.
I liked Havoc.
The last one. And you're not giving them anything to work with because you're like, oh well, we have Jennifer Lawrence. We've got this character. We've got that person. We need to put this person in here. And some of the bigger names are fantastic. I will tell you that much. But some of them, it's just like they're there for a check and they don't care.
Now, Kat, Kat Wren, you love that Magneto Fassbender when he's got the tears coming down his eyes and stuff.
He's great.
Oh, but
would you say though
Jennifer Lawrence though
is part of the problem that X-Men is a team comic where nobody is the star, and yet inevitably a studio wants to put one huge name like a Hugh Jackman to focus everybody's attention and be the lead, and so as a result, most people that hate the X-Men movies, I think, really have never liked the fact that they made Wolverine the focus of the movies, when in reality he should be one of a team. And now they're kind of doing the same with Mystique in the newer series, where they're putting her front and center, when it's like, no, it should be about a group, and Star Systems won't allow that.
It should be about Cyclops.
But here's the thing about that, John. In the comic book community, everyone wants the first appearance of Hulk 181. Man, I think they should go after X-Men 1 because that's the team right there.
I'm not going to agree with you on that one, sir. New team all the way. Storm is my girl.
Oh, no. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, like more team-oriented. Like giant size, more important, you know.
John,
that was the team.
John, don't you love, like, the, what is it, Punk Storm with the Mohawk? Isn't that your fave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's the one where she beat.
Those superpowers who could beat Cyclops in the Danger Room.
Yeah. That's the one, man. That's the one where she took over, and that's when she became the leader after beating him.
Yep, and that's Baby Cable's first appearance.
Oh yeah. But just to kind of talk about a couple of John's points, like I don't think it's necessarily the problem of making Wolverine like the main focus of those first few X-Men movies. I think Joe Ryan was saying in the chat, he's kind of pointing out that, like, you got young Cyclops, who's played by that dude who did a pretty solid job Ready Player One, so you kind of got him as a bigger young star, and you got Sophie Turner. And that last movie, they never really got a chance to shine. So that's why, like, you know, people are kind of saying, I don't like Sophie Turner, I love her, one or the other. I'm still on the fence because I don't think she really ever got a chance to do anything in Apocalypse, because there was so much just random crap going on in that movie.
Yeah.
But I think the whole, you know, going back to what I was starting with, the whole main problem with some of those earlier X-Men movies and still now is you got a couple good characters, like Xavier's always good, Magneto and Wolverine, they're always great, but they give them so much screen time, they either don't give the rest screen time or just kind of take a crap on them. Like, I love X2, but Cyclops in X2, he may as well just got shelved for the whole movie, because he gets taken up by Lady Deathstrike in one hit, and then you don't see him again until the last act of the movie.
Let's not
when
forget
he's
what they did to
brainwashed.
Cyclops in X3. So.
I'm almost don't even want to talk about X-Men 3. That movie, I hate that movie. I'm
if
sorry.
it's so
disappointing.
the bar could be lower than it gets in that movie. It's like now we're
I
not.
still
we're kill him in
have
one
not
moment.
forgiven Brett Ratner for that X-Men 3. I'm sorry.
Nobody should.
Just to touch on a few points there. As far as Sophie Turner goes, I feel like, honestly, as far as X-Men have been, she really hasn't been given a lot to work with, but she's doing some amazing things on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but she's gonna be tight.
And I am loving her as Sansa Stark. She's my girl.
It's hard to make that character likable too.
The last few seasons have just been really great for her character and the growth there and just dealing with all that. But as far as live action goes, like studio, big names, what have you, this is why I prefer animated films, because you don't necessarily need to focus on, well, this is a big name and this, that, whatever, because you're not seeing the face 100%. Yeah, we've got bigger names in the voiceover actor world, but to the casual viewer or just any Joe Schmo off the street, they're not going to know that necessarily. So they're not always going to focus on, oh, well, this one's going to be bigger than this one, clearly.
Very true.
Mm-hmm. Dude, segue. Right, guys? Segue.
What?
What?
Hello?
I did see that Death of Superman animated on the
Nice.
DC universe.
Is Chad's
It was
mic working?
awesome. I got tears at the end.
It's good. It's good, Legend.
Yeah, that's very good.
Oh man!
Did you guys see Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Freaking amazing! The best
It's
Spider-Man
good.
I've ever seen in my life.
I know. And I wanted to ask John specifically, did you take the girls to see it?
Fact. And not only that, we did like a play date with another comic book dad and I, and he's got all girls too, and we just like took them all and we just went nuts, and it was just he and I and all the girls, and they freaked. It was everybody loved it. And I turned to him right as the credits were rolling. This was like the week after it came out, and I was like, dude, that's the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen.
Are you sure about that? I don't know. I really enjoyed Italian Spider-Man. Just saying.
Did the tears flow?
Sorry, I couldn't hear it. What?
Did the tears flow?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Twice.
The stuff between he and his dad, that was great.
God, you're such a lightweight.
Yeah, I am.
Whoa. Jeez.
So, Cat Ren, I want to ask you what you're doing like in April when the premiere is coming out for Game of Thrones.
Pre-gaming it and watching Game of Thrones.
Well, here's something that is mind blowing. There is a bar in Las Vegas. You have to wear like mink coats to go into this bar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called the Ice Bar, and it's completely in ice, and they are premiering Game of Thrones in this ice bar. So good.
New day.
What's that? Am I going?
Are you going, Chad? You can wear your mink coat?
Yes.
Can we bring weapons?
No. How are we going to get that on the plane?
Well, I've got the Stark weapons.
How are we going to get that on the plane?
I don't know.
What do you
Stalking.
got?
You're going to put me in the box? Put me underneath?
And weapons.
I've got the
Enough said.
shield and I've got all their swords.
You want to go get the shield?
No, it's really heavy.
Yeah, it's got the
Go get
trident.
shield. Go get the shield, Mark.
Fine, I'll go get it.
What's it going to bring back this week? You'll never know what happens on the Comic Corp 10 p.m. every Friday night.
If
I want to
you
get
hear
back
a
to the
loud
chat real
crash,
quick because
it's all good.
we do
It's
have
just
some
hard.
people still joining us. We got Bear Island Comics. He says, it's too cold. Well, unfortunately, Game of Thrones winter is here. We got Drew Manchu in the chat. Always happy to see Drew. He says his 14-year-old loved Into the Spider-Verse. I am at 35 years old, and I love Into the Spider-Verse as well. So it's one of those few movies that come out, and it's good for all, ages. So it is very good. We also, she said hi earlier. So hi, Flaming Sheila. How's it going? Happy to have you in the chat. We also have Tacoma Comics, who was nice enough to have me on his channel this last week. And also got shout out Who Dat Comics and Movies, who's with us. He unboxed a giant size X-Men #1 and that Spider-Man booth mystery box. So huge congratulations.
Congratulations, good sir.
Who Dat Comics and Movies, one of the best in the community. We've got Comic Girl Ava. She's back in the chat. So sorry about that hiccup earlier where we had to end one. Chad's computer just quit on him. So luckily we got a chance to come back. Who else did I miss? I know I missed someone, so I apologize.
Hey, can we let him, since Bueller's not here, can John open his box?
Oh, yeah, we got a Bueller box on that. I'm so excited to see
Bueller. Bueller.
We've got, and that's
live unboxing.
Bueller 10% off. What do you got for us?
All right, this is my first Bueller. I never got a Bueller box before, so this is my first one. I don't know about anybody else.
Are you excited?
What's he packing with?
I'm super excited. Oh, so he sends out some of these books that are like from fans that he's gotten. So this one.
Oh, I love those.
I got an X-Force book here. Oh, an X-Force and my girls are going to love it. Scotty Young, Rocket, and Groot.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's so cool.
That's awesome. My girls love any Scotty Young. In fact, they can now almost recognize his art and be like, that's Scotty Young, Dad. That's Scotty Young. And then this is X-Force 12 there. I think I have that one. I might have that one already. It says this came from his friend Steve, Max Pro Supplies, and an anonymous comic fan. So there you go. And now I've got a Bueller sticker I can put on something. I don't know.
Please.
Put it on your bumper.
Right.
Let me tell you about this. Bueller is an entrepreneur. And look at Mark. Mark the warrior, the Viking, Dragon Slayer.
Is that plastic or metal?
I see the book on top is a key book, and I have it, and I'm super pumped to have a second. I'm an X-Men fan, and
I recognize that.
Oh my goodness, is that what I think it is?
That is I guess
is that kinetic energy?
It depends on how you count it, but this is what, second appearance of Gambit or third appearance of Gambit?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Gambit, early Gambits right there.
267. Very nice.
In next week's auction, I'm going to be giving away a first appearance.
Ooh,
what?
You heard it here first.
Not giving away, probably selling, right?
Yeah, well, it's starting bid $2.
Whoa.
I got some Billy D. Williams action here. Lando, issue 1.
I love Lando.
Hey, cool.
Lando.
I love the pose. Right?
Episode 9.
I got Iron Man Rapture, issue 3 of 5 or 3 of 4. Sorry, I don't know that one. Oh, my girls love this run. This is the Cyclops run that they did with him going and joining the Starjammers in outer space.
Oh, yeah.
Space Pirates.
They were talking about it on your last Saturday show.
My girls freaking love that run. Oh, I got another one of those Iron Man Rapture. Here's 2 of 4. I don't know anything about any of those. Iron Man Rapture. Codename Strike Force, Image Comics. This looks like my 90s childhood style. Ooh. Detective Comics. Some of you guys have been reading, I thought, some of these Detective Comics. This is 988.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a couple people have been telling me I should read some of those runs. Oh, Teen Titans, number 23.
That's a good
Titans.
Oh, sorry, just Titans. My bad.
No, I'm just saying it's the adult Teen Titans.
Okay, sorry. They're no longer teenage. I got New 52.
The 20-something Titans.
This is a special edition of Detective Comics 27. It looks like it's got a
nice
cover underneath the other cover. Like you can kind of see there's like a, I don't know, it looks like kind of a thin layer of.
That's from Batman Day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a Batman Day edition.
I don't know about you, Kat, but I think most of these dudes are into some cougars.
And then let's see here. I got Brightest Day, issue 18, the Hawkman and Hawkgirl cover.
That's a nice cover.
And then lastly, JLA. This is from the Morrison run, issue 38.
Wow, that's a good part too.
That is one of my favorite runs on JLA. The Morrison run. I mean, you get the Tower of Babel.
Yes, that's a good story.
It's a standalone story, and Morrison was still able to make Electric Blue Superman kind of cool.
Didn't they do something? Wasn't Wade doing a little bit of that run too?
I think he did a little bit. Yeah, he's kind of like the in-between writer for Morrison, if I remember right.
But do you remember the first arc with the white? One of my
Martians.
One of my favorite panels is that all of them have been taken out. All the Justice League, and there's these three guys Martians, but they were in their superhero form, and they go, "Do you smell that?" And they're like, "He can't beat us. He's just a man." And he goes, "I can beat you with a match." And he just lights one match, drops it, and catches them all on fire. I love that. And he had that Batman's costume at the time was really, really. His ears were longer, and his cape was very dramatic. It had very sharp points at the end of it, and he just looked so badass in that run. I mean, that's kind of the run that kind of made Batman the mytho that he is today.
Yeah, they always call it like the birth of the Bat God, basically. Wasn't it Superman in that run? Because the Martians are like, "We got you. We've already won this planet. There's only one man left that could actually like fight us. And he's just a man." And Superman just like, he's the most dangerous man alive.
Or yeah.
And then he wins.
Oh my god! I literally just got chills. That was such a good run. Oh my goodness! And then he introduced Azrael to not Azrael. What was the angel?
Oh, I forgot.
Is it Azazel?
What's that?
Is it Azazel?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that run, and then the one where in JLA or Justice League of America or Justice League Society, JLS, when Alex Ross was doing all the covers, those are my two favorite runs.
Those are amazing.
Oh yeah, JSA with Jeff Johns.
Yeah, oh my god! And then Jeff Johns, he led into the rebirth of Flash, and then it led into rebirth of Green Lantern, and that's why I always think you guys are going back and doing all this. You guys are doing those secret origins, but I mean, it started with rebirth, and that first issue when he was still the Spectre and he came back, and oh my god!
Did you say the Spectre?
That made
That's right. Jim Corrigan is here. He's here.
No, it's when Hal Jordan was.
It was still Hal.
I know. I'm just teasing you.
And then it was Crispus Allen for some reason.
That was awesome. And I love Jeff when he did that, and then it led into Blackest Night, and Blackest Night was a game changer. I mean, Kat, what's your thoughts on that?
It was good.
Jonah Hex.
What else really needs to be said?
What was your favorite part of Blackest Night?
Oh gosh.
When Jonah Hex, when they brought back Jonah, baby. Jonah Black Knight.
Oh gosh, there was a lot to do with certain teams and certain families just being really shaken up when their members were being brought back as the different knights. So I really appreciated that.
And then
all the different family dynamic throughout.
So I always liked the what was it? The Ultraviolet, not the Ultraviolet, the Indigo Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe, like, I'm like, oh, they're just a bunch of weirdos, and they make sounds like. And
they go.
but then when they told the story that they were all criminals and it was all Abin Sur like making them into this group, that was so. Oh my god, that story was so good.
Can I ask, like, has everybody read Blackest Night? Am I the only schmuck out on this one?
It's good.
I have not read it. It's definitely
good.
One of the best.
Oh, I love it. I think it's so good.
So is that Mark? Is that Mark with me then?
Yeah, that's just Mark.
Yay,
Hey, I haven't read Blackest Night. I'm almost.
Good night, Drew.
But it's good.
Now, I've gotten all the way to Blackest Night, but everybody told me you need like 3 trades to really get it. You need Blackest Night, you need Blackest Night Green Lantern, you need Blackest Night Green Lantern Corp.
Yeah. No, you do.
So I've only got Blackest Night. I'm hunting for the other 2, but it doesn't look like they're making prints of them anymore, so I got to just get them off eBay, I think.
I mean, that was a fantastic. That was probably and even though it was happening simultaneously during Flashpoint, I love the fact that they were able to keep the continuity when he left that book. The writers in New 52 were able to continue the story pretty much, I mean, on par but making Sinestro back, bringing Sinestro back as a Green Lantern, and continuing with the Red Lanterns and Larfleeze and.
Now, see, wouldn't that Jeff Johns, the Blackest Night, wouldn't that be on the DC Universe app?
Yeah, that's why I was just kind of holding up my iPad.
That's what Seawood was showing me. Yeah,
you can read it online.
That's how we got to do it. You got to go digital.
But I want to talk about Blackest Night for a second, Chad, because I think my favorite part of that was when I guess close your ears and cover your eyes like Summer Sanders on Figure It Out if you don't want spoilers. But shout out to Summer Sanders. But anyway, my favorite part was when they basically gave an Earthling their own ring so they could have a member of each corps to fight the Black Lantern. So you had a Star Sapphire Wonder Woman because she loved the planet Earth that much. She was worthy of the Star Sapphire ring. And then you had Barry got the Hope ring, which I thought that was really awesome. So they had the Blue Lantern Flash going around. And then Lex Luthor got the Greed ring, the orange one. So that was great. Who got did Scarecrow get the yellow one, or was there?
He got the Fear. He got
the Fear one. I couldn't remember if it was Batman.
You remember it originally went to Batman?
Yeah, I do. That was one of my favorite panels in that one too, when they did the Sinestro Corps.
And he rejected it. I mean, Batman has rejected both the Green Lantern ring and the Sinestro ring.
Yeah, I did like that, all the little setup stuff in because I'm through all the Sinestro Corps war, and nice. that was so cool when the ring drops into Batman's lap, and it's like, it would naturally go to him.
I think the Sinestro Corps war is the pinnacle for me, honestly. I mean, I know that's an early pinnacle, but that's still my favorite of that whole, especially issue 20. Have you read issue 25 yet?
I don't know the last issue because the trades don't tell you which issue is which. They just sort of plow through, and you got to kind of figure it out.
Well, my favorite part in the entire Jeff Johns run, and I guess spoilers for those of you doing the Thanatos Boy Who Had Seven thing, but my favorite part in the entire start to finish Jeff Johns Green Lantern, and I guess Tomasi too. Peter Tomasi doesn't get enough credit for that whole run, but there's a scene in 25 where Sinestro, he just decides to take the war to Earth, and he specifically goes after Coast City because he just wants to mess with Hal Jordan because he hates him so much, and he's just like, we're going to have all these distractions, but Hal, I'm going to go to your city because it's your city. You're supposed to protect it. And I'm just going to, to quote Sam Sanguetto, I'm going to burn it down. So all this crap starts going down in Coast City. And the heroes, the other heroes who have nothing to do with Green Lanterns, they're trying to help evacuate Coast City. So Hal's on the way. The reinforcements are on the way. So when Hal gets there, everyone's still there. But instead of leaving, they just put a green light in their window because they have no fear anymore. So they're right with Hal Jordan having no fear because of what happened to Coast City during the reign of the Supermen. They're expecting them to run away because they're going to have another big disaster. Yeah. But instead, they decide to go behind Hal Jordan and his will, put that green light in their window, and show that not only does Green Lantern have no fear, but Coast City has no fear. And that is, I think, the best part of that whole part. I mean, that whole arc. Sorry, it's just such a good scene.
No, that's a real powerful moment. I totally agree.
Yes, absolutely.
But that being the most powerful, one of the most creepy scenes in a story came from that story too. Is when they did the origin story of the Hand.
Oh
yeah,
the Black Hand, William Hand. Yeah, that guy's a cretin.
Super creepy, and I'm like, this is. I mean, I was getting Green Lantern. I was getting every single issue, and if it was just a small appearance, I was picking up that book. It was so good.
But yeah, see now I gotta keep shouting out Thanatos because I love this idea so much because it's a read I love. I kind of want to get a read that I've liked in the past and kind of do the same thing. So I'm thinking it's either that I want to read Doom Patrol for the first time. So yeah, big shout out to those guys. It was a great idea to come up with the video series like
Grant Morrison run of Doom?
Yeah, I haven't read it. It's one of the few Grant Morrison runs I have not read.
Hey, Kat, did you read the Grant Morrison run of Doom Patrol?
A bit of it, yeah, a little bit.
Mark, I like your sword.
He had the shield earlier.
He got stuck in the shield.
He's looking like Braveheart.
He's been working out, so like the armbands right here, he's stuck.
He's looking pretty swole.
He's looking like Doom Patrol. That's what we need to do as a core. Do that same thing, but do it with Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Like I said, I really definitely want to read that whole run. So if we're going to do something like that, I will pick Doom Patrol because I have not read it.
Kat, would you be in?
Yeah, let's do that. That's good stuff.
Cool.
Woodard, let Woodard host. I'll be Tin Man. I'll be that robot guy.
But me and Legend, we still need to do our review of Animal Man as well from Grant Morrison.
I'm on issue 16.
You're right at that line where it gets just more as crazy as you can imagine.
Joe Ryan's comic says Mark is Old Man Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 7 years in the future, Link. But I do want to get back to the chat because we've had some people join us here while we were talking about Green Lantern. We got Jesse from JLS Comics. He's always doing a phenomenal live show himself every Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, comic conversation. He's got a phenomenal panel there. We've got Stacy's weekly comic book picks. Happy to see Stacy's weekly comic book picks in the chat because I have not seen that one, so I'll definitely be checking out that channel. We got Evan in the chat. What's going on, Evan? Long time no see. Definitely enjoyed the package I got from Evan at the end of last week. I have like a two-parter I'm doing on my Tuesday night live stream showing off his stuff, so I got to show off some Turner prints he sent me. So definitely big thanks again to Evan for that. I believe we had the Godfather. We had the Godfather in the chat. We had Gene, Paul, Ace, Peter in the chat. What is going on, GPAP? We're always happy to see you. And then we had Brandon Stowinski, another one of my favorites. I know he's a fellow Turtle fan. Brandon Stowinski Comics. And then Drew left because we were talking about Green Lantern. So see you later, Drew. And then Los S. He was talking about Sleepwalker earlier. And then Brett Hess, he enjoyed hearing the Green Lantern discussion because he's not too familiar with DC Comics. Did anyone else have anything else to talk about tonight? Because we're 90 minutes in, and I figured if nothing else, we'll start winding it down. Let's see.
Wind it down!
Wow. All right, so I guess that's the signal to wind it down. Andrew's still here, thank goodness. I guess, unfortunately, I didn't have any of those.
Keep it going!
Newsstand? There you go. I didn't have any newsstands to show tonight, so I just had to say it. Sorry, but I'll go ahead. Legend, you want to go ahead and sign us out real quick here? Obviously, we're going to go down to panel, but I'll go ahead and start with you, Legend.
Thanks,
What's
man.
going on in the Legends world?
Tomorrow night, everybody, we got the Legends Live auction on youtube.com/rdowdy95. Go check us out down there, or just go sub my channel. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't already subbed, so that's at 9 Central Standard Time. We're gonna have on there GPAP. I haven't. I hope he remembers. Like I kind of reminded him. So if he's available, GPAP, if you're available, you're on the auction tomorrow night, representing the Canadian Northern Light. All right, so. Number 2, we're going to have Gino B. Nino. He's going to be there. We're going to have Chino Comics and more. We're going to have Comic Spectre and JD, both representing the Comic Corps Unlimited. Then we're going to have Big Bear Comics, Amazing Murfinator, and I'm even going to be selling a couple of items from Who Dat Comics and Movies. So y'all need to come check it out tomorrow night. And then Sunday night, we're going to show Brian B. some love. We got a special package from Brian B, and we'll be going over his 100 subscriber contest. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Monday night, Destiny 2, First Impressions. What you're going to do, you're going to be watching the Great Legends show. If you didn't know, now you do. Back to you, Seawood.
Oh, I didn't realize you're playing Destiny 2. I might have to reinstall it then. But also check out, he did a Sam's Tangled Web contest entry last night, I believe Legend did. So definitely sub him up. Check out his channel, like I said. And the auction, it's always probably one of the best auction going in the community today. It's the first Saturday of every month. So tomorrow being March 2nd. Can't wait for the Legends auction. It's always one of my favorites to check out. Next up, we got Catrin Figures in the line. What's new, guys? What's going on your channel this week?
Got some new videos coming out this weekend. Hopefully DC Fans is dropping the Wonder Woman review next Wednesday for some reason. Got a bunch of things coming up that we can't really announce yet, but
what are you talking about, Caitlin?
You want to shush. You want to shush is what you want to do. But yeah, a lot of really exciting things going on here.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see these mystery things and see what's going on there. And hopefully you do it. Did you do a Heroes in Crisis review so I could keep up with that?
Not yet, but it's coming out.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm not buying that book. I just want to see your reviews of it.
Okay.
So, thanks again for joining us, Kat. And thanks, Mark. I know you weren't feeling good earlier today, so it's cool you could join us at the last second there and have a sword and a shield to defend us.
Handsome man.
Whatever's going on.
I love you, Mark.
We'll go to the unlimited cast. So, John's Comics with Kids. What's going on? You're on like 4,000 live shows a day, so you want to start running some of those bad boys down?
I tend to jump on and help people work out Google Hangouts and then stick around. That's kind of my shtick these days. I have tomorrow morning, me and the girls will do Saturday morning comics. We were going to skip a night, but it looks like rain has canceled the parade we were supposed to take part in. So we will do comics tomorrow morning. And then I'm on an auction on White Whale Comics channel on Sunday at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. He's doing his auction. It'll be myself and White Whale and DS Comics and Comic Books NYC. You got your slabs, you got your runs, you got your key books, you name it. We're going to be probably selling it, and should be a whole lot of fun. That'll be, again, 6:30 Eastern on Sunday. And then
love that DS, man. DS Comics, spectacular Golden Age books. Great guy.
Great stuff.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of wide sort of selections because the four of us have very different collections, so you'll get a lot of different kind of books, and that's kind of the some of us are really into slabs, everything. And then usually we do the new book club on Wednesday nights, but we can't. Alec is unable to do it on Wednesday, so I'm gonna do something about with the Incredible Hulk, Immortal Hulk, I should say, and Jeffrey Comic-Con.
Nice.
Great book.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, it's hot. Everybody's talking about it. We thought we would just sort of discuss the whole run and the character and kind of what's going on with that story. So if you want to talk Immortal Hulk, that'll be Wednesday night on my channel.
Hey, not to you pick up. What is that other book he's in now?
Let me tell you, Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, one of the best Hulk channels out there, because Hulk is his man. So y'all make sure y'all sub up Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson.
This book actually has,
which book is that?
The Avengers No Road Home, #3.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
It's so funny because all the Immortal Hulk is trying to do in every book is tell Hawkeye how he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Hawkeye kills him in Civil War too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. He's like, you killed me, so I'm going
the original.
And now I'm going to kill you. And in this one, Rocket things, and it was pretty cool.
I don't like Marvel.
What's that?
Whoa. What was that? Was that Cat?
You don't like Chad?
I don't like Marvel anymore right now.
Oh,
I'm over it.
She's taking false place tonight.
I'm over it.
Fantastic Four, come on.
Yeah, there's like 2 books I read from Marvel.
Yeah, there's
I only get 2 books from Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man's amazing.
I do like Otley on Spider-Man though. That's probably one way back when we talked about. That's probably one I'll wait for a trade or a hardcover to pick up, just because I do really like Otley's art. But nonetheless, Comic Spectre, thank you for joining us. I think you're going to be on a bunch of live shows. Oh, he says, I thought you were timing out for a second.
No.
But nonetheless, what's going on in your neck of the woods, Comic Spectre?
Well, this weekend I'm going to be hanging out with the Great Legend tomorrow evening for the live auction. I've been looking forward to that for about 6 months, so that'll be a good time. And then let's see what else I got going on. Well, I have a giveaway video that I have to do because I said I was going to do that monthly. So I have a slab and some books I'm going to be giving away to a couple lucky subs over at my channel. And then I have to do my new comic book day, which I'm kind of behind on. And there's a lot of stuff going on. You know how it is, Seawood.
Yeah, I sure do. But definitely thanks to all the Comic Corp Unlimited members. You guys killed it on Wednesday, and I think you guys killed it tonight too. So I'm glad you guys could, jump in at the last second. We had to break the glass and hit the emergency button, and the 3 of you guys came through. So thank you guys.
And you know what was exciting about having them on here, Carson?
Know what?
What's that, Chad?
They weren't boring like Paul.
Wow.
Jeez.
Did you hear that? Yeah, shots fired.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Paul is like
Happy nights.
And we're taking shots.
Paul, I hope you feel better someday.
I'm trying to get that drama
How about
going.
Midwest Comic Man Paul?
I was trying to be nice, Pat. I said,
tonight.
I hope you feel good someday.
Remember, you said you missed all your brothers.
Sounded like some gone too soon to me.
Gone too soon.
That was sounded like you were wishing someone well on some future endeavors or something.
How we doing on the trades, guys? How's that going?
God, how many? I haven't bought any trades lately. I tend to get hardcovers.
Okay.
I got Injustice 2 Volume 4.
So next
I
week,
got all 4 volumes.
Digital.
Digital? Is that the topic next week?
Yeah.
I read Animal Man, even though I got the books in the box. I got them in the short box, the Grant Morrisons. I'm going to leave them in their Mylar, and I'm going to read them digital.
Well, let's give a shout out to the chat. There's it says hashtag boring Paul.
Wow.
That's boring man.
God.
Boring man. Boring Paul.
That's true.
We've got Blasted or Stash It every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Drew. Someone had the plug. Paul's not here.
Yeah. Screw them.
Hey, wait. Blaster Stash It. Being an auction guy, being kind of a patriarch of the auctions, I'd have to say that Blaster Stash It auction this week was phenomenal, man. Freaking phenomenal. You had Drew Manchu. Drew is one of the most entertaining people on YouTube.
He is.
And then Huey's the straight guy. And Huey's trying to, do what Drew was doing, but it just wasn't happening, and it was just awesome. The camaraderie between those two guys, along with Pocan Joe and Spidey Grandpa, hashtag Big Harleys. No doubt about it. Check Blasted or Stash It out.
But Paul wasn't on there, was he?
I don't think he was.
Oh, yeah.
Was good.
Who's Paul? I thought it was only those 4 guys. Drew, Huey,
This is how we wrap up the show, guys.
Grandpa.
We drag it on for another 15 to 20
minutes.
Who
the hell's this Paul?
It's like Thanatos saying goodnight.
Okay, and then it says Mastodon Comics and Collecting says Paul's a scumbag.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
What is happening tonight?
It'll be all right. I guess I can plug myself.
Yeah.
I have a Sunday night show called, I don't remember what it's called. Signature Sundays. There you go. Watch Signature Sundays. It's fun. I get to go through my short boxes. I sort out the stuff that I've got signed in the past. I'm up to like 300 some odd signatures. And I've got I think boxes 13, 14, and 15 this week. Maybe just 13 and 14, depending on how many I pull out of the, I think I'm up to Flash. If I get the Green Lantern, I'm probably going to have to do 2 episodes on Green Lantern because I have so many signed Green Lantern comics. So look out for that. 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a lot of fun. If you guys like signed books, definitely check that out. Tuesday night, I've got the Tuesday night live stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, every single Tuesday night. So definitely check that out. I'll be showing off some antique store hauls like this how I got this X-Men 50 last week and that nice Mylar bag we talked about.
It's a beautiful book.
Second copy. Love this book.
Nice.
Yeah, I scored on this at my local shop. So look out for the story on that Tuesday night live stream. And Wednesday, I'll be on JP All About Comics channel. We'll be having his auction the first and third Wednesday of every month. So looking forward to being on his auction. It's an auction heavy week next week because Friday we'll be back. I'm distracted by Michelangelo because that's a really awesome figure. I've got him back here in the box. Boom. There you go. Bucky! So nonetheless, tune in next Friday for the first ever Cormic Corp live auction, 10 p.m. Eastern. We actually know what's going to happen on the Cormic Corp this week. Other than that, Chad does Chad have does anyone have the on-off button?
I do.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I know.
Someone does.
All right, back to you, Chad.
Because if Paul had it, he would turned it off because we would have been boring.
Chad.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks for having us tonight. I just wanted to say that here now.
All right.
Thanks for bringing us over from the Unlimited.
You're welcome, and thank you for coming. So let me give you a quick shout out. So next weekend, witness the final WWE pay-per-view before WrestleMania. We've got Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre and the almighty Bobby Lashley in a 2-on-3 handicap match. We got Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan with Rowan for the WWE Championship. Shane McMahon and Cleveland's own The Miz versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team. Plus, we got Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey. So that's coming at you live next week. And on the Great Legend Show, you can check it out on R.95. If you Google it, it's the top one on the line. It's always
damn good. It's a damn good promo.
Write that down. That's awesome.
Check it out. We're gonna have the Bueller.
Teleprompter.
He's I've upgraded him.
messed up.
Not Bueller. Wes Bueller, myself, C. Wood, and the Great Legend himself over on YouTube or Dowdy95. Hey, check it out. Sub them up, hit the subscribe button, and hit that little bell button. Check out all these people's channels. Check out Cat Run Figures. Hit the sub button, the bell button. Check out C.
Bueller.
Don't forget Bueller.
Tuesday night live stream.
Bueller. ExtroSupplies.com.
Bueller After Dark on Friday night. We are live on the 24. We have the first ever Cormic Corp auction, and it is going to be epic. If you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is hit the link, subscribe button, and message us. We'll put you on it, and you can sell that goodness all day, all night. 5 and dime, baby. Here we go. I'm going to send the link out in the chat. I don't even have the link because I didn't. Now, you ask you a question like I can't breathe after that shit.
Hey, are we still live right now?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, we are.
Well,
this is how the show's in.
What do you mean, like
guys.
you can't breathe?
I don't know how you can go that fast, man. My chest is hurting.
You need to go to the gym, bro.
I'm just chilling right now.
Slow it down a second.
I ain't got no time for none of that right
slow it
now.
down.
More cardio, man. More cardio.
I got to get back in the gym and make whatever that. I got to rhyme something with Jim.
I'm ready for some WWE 2K19 with Drew Manchu.
All day, all night, all men.
Yeah. No. I like wrestling as the ladies on occasion. Hell yeah.
Men only.
Burn it down.
I like Becky Lynch.
Are we live?
Yeah, but I'm trying to find.
I don't know. I thought we were just on Hangout. What's going on?
We got to hit 20 minutes even of hot dogging and grandstanding.
Okay. Stings up and laughter. Here we go. Sub us up. Hit the link. Share. Subscribe. Whatever. Do it and eat some
tables,
pie,
ladders, and chairs.
Live auction next Friday night.
I put it exclusively in the Comic Corp chat.
Oh wait,
all night.
Yeah.
Can one of you put the link in there?
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Why don't you turn
it's been in there that whole show.
off?
Anyone could have joined the whole show.
Shit, it's gonna happen again.